Can Arne Slot do something Jurgen Klopp has failed to do on multiple occasions? Is beat Erik ten Hag's Manchester United team. Never thought I'd say those words because I'm pro Klopp, but Arne Slot and Slot Ball is converting me. I won't give my thoughts immediately because obviously I'm a Liverpool fan. I may, drive the conversation a certain way. What have you made of Liverpool so far this season?
Impressed. I think they're winning football games in a more militant way. It might not be as exciting to watch, but we did see countless times last season Liverpool having to chase because they've gone 1-0 down in the first 15 minutes. I don't think we'll see that under Arne Slot. I just think they've won football, shown a different way of winning football matches perhaps to what the Liverpool fans are used to, but there's no right or wrong way of winning football matches. 2 clean sheets, they've scored goals, the big players have scored goals, they kind of shared the goals around as well, and I've been quite encouraged by the transfer window for Liverpool as well, which is a weird thing to say about a team that hasn't been particularly active. But I just think the sign of a good manager and a good coach is someone that goes in there, they evaluate what they've got, and if they can't find a player in the market that suits their needs, they won't be panicked, they won't be pushed, and they don't go in and buy someone. Liverpool have obviously got their new transfer hierarchy, but I like that he's taken stock of what's there and that he's kind of looked at Liverpool and thought, right, there's a good setup here. I can coach these players and maybe make them better in different ways to how they were good under Jurgen Klopp. So I've been impressed with that, but I know that they have made a signing this week, and I know you very much want to talk about it.
Go on then, man. Go on.
Federico Chiesa. I'm sorry if you just got a massive bang because I smashed the table. This is, we spoke about this before. For me, an incredible signing. One, the value, £11 million went.
Cheap.
Luis Sinisterra was 20 million. No disrespect to him. We sold Fabio Cavalli for 27.5 million. So finance-wise, amazing. But Liverpool Football Club have never bought or very rarely buy players that you know about that give you a feeling. The last one was Thiago Alcantara. So to go to Juve and buy Chiesa, who a lot of people think is washed, I think it's nonsense, to be honest. I think for 11 million, if he bags 6 goals this season, 5 the year after and leaves, that is a net profit. It's a good move. But also, it's 6 options now going forward. Salah gets some rest time. And I think he's just unique to what we maybe don't have in the existing team.
I absolutely loved Chiesa a few years ago. He absolutely lit up Euro 2020, was one of Italy's best players as they went on to win it. Suffered that ACL injury in January 2022, and it's just not been the same player since, unfortunately. As someone who's suffered with an ACL injury before, I can really sympathise to what he's going through.
Obviously, the level you were playing
the level I was playing at.
Ruined his career.
And so you see him pick up hamstring injuries because of the nature of the surgery. But last season he did play a lot of football. But at Juventus, surplus to requirements because Thiago Motta plays a certain system. Was earning a lot of money as well. We saw Juventus offload Alexandro, offload Wojciech Szczesny and Chiesa on a lot of money. Had to reduce his salary to go to Liverpool, but I think it's a good signing. And I can understand why you're excited because he adds another level of dynamism to this Liverpool team. What I would ask or question is the thoughts of Darwin Núñez, a man that has had an interesting relationship with Liverpool fans. I remember there was a point a couple of months ago, where he took down everything related to Liverpool from his social media. And Liverpool fans do love him. He's kind of a cult hero, but how profligate he is in front of goals affected Liverpool and affected you last season in terms of trying to win the biggest trophies. And so I want to see how many minutes he plays as a result of Chiesa coming in, especially if Chiesa stays fit. But you look at Liverpool's front line: Diaz, Jota, Salah, Chiesa, Núñez. You've got so many Gakpo as well, so many talented players. Probably the deepest attacking line in the Premier League. And so I can understand why he made the signing, and for the money, it's a no-brainer.
Chiesa aside, there are other good players, but this week has been dominated by Chiesa in my mind, in my heart. I love the man.
I need to check your social media, and I bet if we look at who follows him on social media, you'll see the name Chiesa.
I've been paid now. Manchester United, on the other hand, they've been very Manchester United so far, I think. But there have been signs that they look a bit better. They play out from the back in a smoother way. They've made plenty of signings. Mason Mount's been playing recently in this sort of strange, hybrid false nine with Bruno Fernandes. He's pressed really well, but do you think he's the answer to their problems at the moment? Because they're just very wasteful in front of goal like they were last year, and I still don't know what their starting 11 looks like.
No, and that's the problem with Manchester United, isn't it? I do think they need a little bit of time this season. There has been a bit of a change to the back line. I actually really like a few of their signings. I think De Ligt has got all the tools to be one of the best in the world, and he's shown glimpses of that early on in his career. I like that as a signing. I think he's a better centre-back than what Manchester United have already got there. I think Mount, is he in their best 11? Probably not, but it's good for Manchester United to have options, not to the extent of Chelsea, but Manchester United have got options there. There's talk about Sterling going there at the moment, and Sancho going to Chelsea. If Sterling comes, are they looking at that right hand side for him? He had a good spell there playing on the right for Manchester City in a very set way, but that's very different to playing for Manchester United at the moment. The problem I have with Man U is that you watch them, and back in the glory years of Manchester United, if a game's tight, you expect them to score late. I expected that last week with Brighton. You just had the feeling that it stunk of a Brighton late winner, and that's just not what Manchester United have been in my lifetime, but it's what they've probably been over the last three or 4 years. So I still think Manchester United, a lot to do with the manager as well. I think they're a long way off some of the teams that finished above them last year.
Yeah, and it's I was chastised by Manchester United fans by questioning the style of play. And what I will say, in that Brighton game, first half, I saw the style of play. Whether I agree that style of play will win you major titles in this country remains to be seen, because they're not looking to control games. They counter press, they win or turn over possession high up in the pitch. They look to switch the point of play or the point of attack very, very quickly. And they create chances, but you need a clinical striker to take those chances. You need robust defenders to make sure, because you're going to concede a lot of chances, to make sure that anything that comes in the box, they sniff it out. And they haven't got those personnel. I think that Man United are going in the right direction. I just don't think they've got the personnel to execute what Erik Ten Hag wants to do with this United side. They signed Ugarte, who's a great ball winner, and some Man United fans are calling him N'Golo Kante come again. But you've added fire to fire in that midfield. You need some ice in that midfield, and that's why I understood why they were looking at Frankie de Jong for a long, long time, because these deep line playmaker can control the tempo. But I don't think that's what they want to do, which concerns me, because you're going to get games like the Brighton game where it becomes a basketball match, and you're going to lose that 9 times out of 10 if you haven't got defenders who are up to scratch. I think Harry Maguire's been a good servant to Manchester United, but he should not be starting for them anymore. And Ten Hag suffers from the fact that when Man United win a game, he doesn't want to change the starting 11. We will see changes against Liverpool because they lost against Brighton. But I just don't believe in Erik Ten Hag as a manager, unfortunately. And he deserves time because he won a trophy last season. He won a trophy the season before. But I just don't think the style of play is going to be sustainable. And I think after a while, when you see Man United in these big games against big teams, you'll understand that they can't control it, and effectively they can't win big trophies.
The midfield area is interesting. Liverpool play Gravenberch as a 6, who's done really well, Szoboszlai and McAllister. And Ugarte, I don't know if he will start, but if he does, it'll probably be him, Kobe Mainoo and Bruno Fernandes, potentially, or Mason Mount. There's been a lot of debate online in the last couple of days about which is the better midfield three. Which one would you rather have in your team?
I have Liverpool and Manchester United.
Yeah.
Liverpool.
Really? So a lot of people will go, like, Liverpool don't have a 6, and so they'll get dominated in that area. And whereas United have now got Ugarte.
But I don't look at that and think Manchester United are going to dominate teams either. I think maybe there's a lack of bite in the Liverpool midfield. That would be my only criticism of it. But they're all nice footballers. They all keep the ball well. They help the team progress forward. They cover off defenders and cover off the rest of the team, because they're tactically they're better. The Liverpool midfielders.
I would say individually, you can make an argument for Manchester United's midfield. But Liverpool, even under Jurgen Klopp, it was never about the midfield. The midfield was functional. It was always about the defenders. Van Dijk, you got one of the best defenders in the world. The full-backs who get wide and get the ball up quickly. And then you got some of the best attackers in the world. The midfield just has to be functional for Liverpool, even under Arne Slot. Individual-wise, I can understand why you make an argument for Man United. Mainoo's a great player, and I think he's going right to the very top. Bruno Fernandes will always give you numbers. It's just that deeper midfielder that is a question. Because
it's interesting, though. Liverpool have the same problem.
Yeah, you do.
So it's two teams with the number 6 problem.
Me and you were talking about Gravenberch, and I really liked what I saw from him in the Ipswich game especially. How do you think he fares in a game like this against Manchester United, where they're going to pack out the midfield?
Well, I was at the Brentford game, and I said, like, in that sort of fixture, fine. But I think in the bigger games is where you might find it difficult, where you've constantly got a number 10 just sort of like lurking around your area, because I don't think he sniffs out danger like a 6. But also on the point you just made there, they're technically so good. So there's a lot of times where, like, they get out of jail because they've got players who can just wriggle out of situations, and they don't actually play him alone. To be fair, McAllister plays next to him, so he almost play with 2, and Szoboszlai plays as part of like a front 4. So it's almost like a 4-2-4 sometimes. So I think it makes for an interesting game. My only thing is the record. That the last 3 games, United 2-2, United 4-3, 0-0 at Anfield, and then obviously Liverpool had 7-0, but then it was 2-1 to United. So actually Liverpool have only won one of the last 5 all comps against United, which is like, how's that
Spooky.
happening? Like Liverpool, in all of those games, Liverpool should have won. So I'll give my prediction first. I think it's going to be 1-1. And it's going to really annoy me. I think Liverpool will dominate the game, create loads of chances. United will score from a free kick, or like last year, Bruno Fernandes scored from the halfway line. Like, how's that happening? So I'll go 1-1.
I'm just looking at Gravenberch's name and thinking it depends on how he gets on, but I think he'll go well. I think what will be good for Gravenberch is playing every week, and at the moment he's going to get that at Liverpool. He's obviously a talented player, but I think that's what he's lacked at Bayern, and maybe he lacked a little bit at Liverpool last season. I think he's settling into the role now and getting a bit of confidence. I think Liverpool go there and win. I'm going to go 2-0 Liverpool, and I've dropped my pen.
I'm going for a draw. United at home against Liverpool, they just seem to get something. I don't know if Marcus Rashford starts this game. I don't think he should. But in these big games, it's weird and it's spooky. He seems to turn up and score an important goal. And I think if he starts or if he comes off the bench, I think he scores. And I think this game ends up 1-1.